Hey guys, welcome to the Live Well, brought to you by Digital Sportsman, where we get together with our community and talk fishing. The show's fixing to start, we're getting everything ready. But in the meantime, we want to tell you about our fine partners that not only make this show possible, but are companies that we absolutely love and stand behind. Groove Fishing, changing the norm of tackle storage. Sonar Pros, specializing in high-end installations across all electronic brands. Go where the pros go. Lipsticker Fishing, specializing in putting clients on giant Lake Lanier bass. Bill Payne's Guide Service, fish with a legend on Lake Allatoona, seasonal smallmouth trips, or even get your sonar dialed in. Brooks Anderson Fishing, guide trips and educating today's anglers on Lake Lanier. Big League Charters, fish with a pro on Tellico, Fort Loudon, Watts Bar, and Chickamauga. Money Saver Lure Retriever, designed to break your lure free from almost any snag. Fishers of Hope, benefit fishing tournaments to help people in need. Serve IT, industry-leading IT services for your business. Change the way you manage IT. Turner Tire, Jasper, Georgia's most trusted family-owned tire center. Atlanta Safe House, the trusted source for safes and gun safes in Tennessee, Georgia, Kentucky, and Alabama. And of course, Digital Sportsman, a new way to discover and book unforgettable outdoor experiences with local trusted guides. Go to fngo.com to get direct links to all our fine partners. Get ready, and let's talk fishing.
You're live.
We are live. Oh, caught me off guard there. Well, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Live Well this Thursday night here at FNGO. We got a great show, great topic for you guys tonight. Joining us here in a second, NPFL Pro Robert Blesky will be on, and I've got Father Time to my you're to my right tonight.
I'm on your right.
You're on my right tonight.
I'm always on your right.
And then this is how it happens, guys. Lots of time, if we got a open seat and somebody decides they want to come on, we just throw their ass on. So
come
right
back
here.
to me, Tim, just a minute.
Oh,
I just want
Lord.
everybody to see that.
Oh, come on.
Oh, my God. Okay. You're good.
All right, that's the end of the show. There we go.
That's good enough.
That's good enough. To my left, I got Jack Estapa and Tyler Shellnut. Now, Tyler joins us in the comment section every once in a while. And, of course, Tim's back there running the show back there in all his glory. And listen, Tim and Kevin and several others both got their starts here on nights where they just showed up. They wanted to watch, and we had an empty chair. And I said, come on, sit down. So they're going to join in the conversation as well. So a couple things real quick. Let's go ahead and start getting really serious. Next week, I should have the registration information and everything for the December 6th Toys for Tots tournament out of Laurel Park. We did this last year. We had 98 boats last year, I think it was. We want to get over 100 this year. $5,000 first place prize guaranteed by the sponsors, and then they'll pay down X amount of spots depending on the boat. It's only going to take 2 per person, 2 toys. Was it 2 per person or 2 per boat? What did we do last year?
I can't remember if it was. I don't know. We were about freezing to death
Oh,
by
it
the
was
end of
cold
the
as
show.
shit.
So.
No, it was cold as hell. I remember that. My toes, like even driving home afterwards, I had to get home before I warmed up. Anyway, all that information is going to come out. But I want you guys to start putting that in your mind. Go ahead and mark out December 6th and join us. And even if you can't fish it, help give some toys and all that. 2 per boat, Ron Swinford said. You can always count on Ron. Like Ron, he runs the show, even behind the scenes. Also, too, guys, listen, there's a football game on and the Braves game on. You guys, or even a college football game on, just as you were listening to us but watching your TV, throw some scores out, okay? Share the love. Now, for all you guys, listen, you know Kevin's question of the night's coming. Tonight, I got a spool of 20-pound X12 cast braid right here. So the winner of the question tonight is going to get this spool, 330 yards of this cast braid that you guys all want. The best, absolutely the best casting braid out there on the market. We talk about it. I am not sponsored by them. So when I say it is the best I have ever thrown, it is the best I have ever thrown. How about you?
I love it.
You love it.
I love it.
Is it Father Time approved?
Yes, it is. It's smooth. It casts further. I haven't had any breakage problems with it or fraying problems with it.
Or fraying. Absolutely. So there you go. So stay around and try to win this. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, his question is not going to be easy. He had like 3 or 4 of them to choose from. Okay. So we took the least hardest, I think, right?
We did.
And it's still hard. He's got a couple of them that are impossible to answer. So, all right, here's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to go 2 ways tonight. Okay. The main topic tonight is going to be fall fishing where the bass go in the fall, how they set up. We're going to talk about that. We want your comments to come in. Whatever you can help another viewer in the comment section, or if you've got a question, we want you to participate in that. I'm also going to open it up right here at the beginning. If anybody wants to do a short continuation of the lunch break today and you've got something to say about the current events going on, I don't want to spend the whole show with that because, but I want, like always, we're a family and you're here watching. I want to give you guys the opportunity. If you have anything to say, Tim, put it up there. If you do say something about it, let's keep it civilized and kind of remember where we're at and all that. But, I want to let you guys have that opportunity. So, with that, let's go ahead and pull our guest in. Is Rob there? I don't see it.
He's indisposed right at the moment.
Rob's indisposed. So we'll go ahead and we'll jump on the fall fishing. Now, Rob was going to be the expert, but we're just going to have to make do without him for a second. What do you think, Tim?
Absolutely.
So tonight, right now, Tyler, since this is your first time on the show, pull that mic up. You got to make love to that mic. You got to get it close to you.
Ooh.
Throw out a question that you want to know about bass fishing in the fall. What's on your mind?
Well, I guess to start off with, I guess we can see what everybody's favorite ways to catch fish in the fall would be.
Okay, we can do that. We can do that. That's very simple. We'll do that. So, Father Time.
Yes.
Fall fishing. What's your favorite way to go after bass in the fall?
Spinnerbait, rattle trap.
Damn, you answered that quick.
That's what I throw.
You throw the rattle trap.
Throw a rattle trap because they're going to school up. They're going to be moving back into the creeks. They're going to be shallow, and a spinnerbait and a rattle trap are just good for covering water. So you find that school. They're going to follow the bait. Yeah. We all know that.
Yeah. You fishing shallow?
I'm fishing shallow.
All right, Tim. What about you?
Probably top water, and then I'll probably go to rock crawler.
It is almost rock crawler time.
It's getting rock crawler time.
It is.
But he's not wrong with that rattle trap.
Really? Now, you going to be beating the bank shallow? You staying shallow?
Probably a little bit off of them.
A little bit off?
Yeah. That's what was working Saturday anyway.
Okay, so how deep were you?
About 20 foot or less. 20
foot or less? That's where you found the most consistent bites?
Yeah.
Before the tsunami came in or whatever?
That was bad.
They apparently
that was really bad.
Yeah, at the Sheffield tournament, let's just say the boys got a little wet. All right. So I see Rob back in there. We got Rob back, or is he still getting ready?
I think I see him now. There he is.
I see. There he is. All right, Rob, can you hear us?
Better screen.
Let's see.
Sorry.
You hear us, buddy?
Hey, look at this.
Hold on. Hey, dog. You're silent. I can't hear you.
What? You can't hear me?
I can't hear you. Did you seem like I read his lips?
Can you hear me now?
Nope. He is looking right there. It's because he's got his dog, so he's got to figure that out. Just keep working on it, boss. And when you get it, just keep talking. And when I say, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I don't want to shoot him a text or from kicking off.
Yeah, we don't want to shoot you a text or nothing like that. But yeah, right now we cannot hear you.
See if it's muted, Rob. You had your screen muted. You probably muted the mic.
Did you mute your mic?
No, I did not mute the mic.
Okay, so we can't hear you. I can just read your lips. Now, hey, look. Right there. Go ahead and scroll. Yeah, right there. Go ahead and scroll on down. Yeah, for right now, we can't hear you, boss. Scroll on down. Let's see. Okay, so Tony was the last one. Bruce Millard says this is his favorite time to fish. Jim Wright, Wake Forest 19, NC State 0. Thank you very much. Jonah wants to know, does anybody like to shorten their worms during the fall? Anybody? I don't shorten mine.
Mm-mm. I used to throw the finesse worm in the fall, but I got away from that. Just went back to the trick worm, just carrying one size.
Yeah.
Carrying one size?
If you need to bite it off, you can go to that. But I don't think it makes a difference anymore.
I don't hear a lot of people talking about doing that for sure. So, Jonah, no, I wouldn't say too much of that. Jim Wright says a crankbait. And if Cranking and Yanking gets on here, we know that's his favorite thing. He'll tell you they're biting the crankbait right now. Tony says jerkbait.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Tracy Coker, a jig, a spinnerbait, and another vote for the jerkbait. Phase Fishing, a chatterbait or a buzzbait. All right, Stillwater Film. Scroll on down there. Keep on scrolling them comments down. A minnow. I'll get to that here in a second there, Fred. Let me read these rest of these comments. Topwater, small swim bait, fluke, riser bait, and spinner bait or swim jig. Hell, Ron, your whole tackle box. Now, Ron said they can hear him fine. Hey, you know why we can't hear him?
Why?
Because I got the volume off over there at the computer. That's why I wasn't smart enough. So do this. Kevin,
Yes.
talk for about 20 seconds. Let me go adjust the sound on that computer so we can get him out of here because it's my fault.
All right. Ron said he can hear him fine. Tracy Coker, we can hear him. Are they talking about hearing
I think they're talking about hearing
Rob
Rob.
or
Yeah,
hearing
they can
us?
hear
hear me?
Rob. We can't hear him.
We
Yeah.
can't hear him.
It's because I'm a dumbass.
Okay. Well, we're not going to question that.
Oh, I forgot there's a mic in here.
Yeah.
My bad, guys. Now,
Yeah, I saw the chatterbait. I like the spinnerbait myself over the chatterbait. I just think it looks more natural in the water, especially
Yeah.
when you're fishing shallow like that.
all right, Rob, say something.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Right.
Listen. I had it turned off to the TV via the computer, so that's my bad. Everybody's sitting there like, we can hear him. I don't know what the guys up there are doing. It's just because it's been a long ass day, and it's my fault, right
But
there.
deaf people can read his lips really well.
I did
He
read his. I
That's
did
true.
read his.
enunciates well.
He did. So how you doing tonight, Rob?
I'm doing great. Just hanging in there. Sorry I was a little late. I had to drop the Cleveland Browns to the Super Bowl, so pardon me.
Hey, listen, I understand completely. Now, Fred Ashcraft. I want to go ahead and read his comment up there. We need to remember we need to remember those that gave everything for our freedom. It's not free. We need prayers for our country. Absolutely, of course. We need that. And again, today's 9/11, and we should always remember that. And, of course, we know about what happened yesterday and all that. So I also told Rob, go ahead and scroll on down them comments. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yes, guys, I'm just a dummy. It's totally my fault. We'll come back to Bottom Line Outdoors. That'll be the first question we come back. Cedartown needs to push a button or Danny needs hearing aids. It definitely was Danny. Rednecks and technology. Yeah, that's it. So all you guys, listen, it's my bad.
If we knew what we were doing, y'all wouldn't even watch us.
That is true. They're waiting. It's like a car wreck.
Yeah.
They're waiting to see what happens. But anyway, Rob, I'm going to give you real quick. I want to give you the floor a little bit because you did mention earlier you got some very strong opinions about what happened yesterday. And so I want to go ahead and give you the space and the time to say that, and we might talk about that a little bit if we need so, and then we'll get back to the fishing. But I know you wanted to be on lunch today, and I said let's wait till tonight. And so I want to give you the floor for a minute.
All right. Give me the floor for a minute.
Yeah, just say what you got to say.
So, if you guys follow me on social media, you obviously saw what I posted earlier today. What happened yesterday was, I'm still really disturbed. Just watching the video of what happened, it's absolutely disgusting. It keeps replaying over my head. I'm a big fan of Charlie Kirk. I follow him and watch him all through social media and everything. And to just see that happening, just because he was speaking the truth, literally he's speaking the truth, and then someone just didn't like what he was saying and they had to shoot him like that. And, and it's a damn shame what this country has. And it's not just this country. It's all over it's all over the world. It's happening everywhere. We're all divided in all sorts of different ways. And like I mentioned on my video earlier this morning was, there's not I'm a very religious person. I am. I don't really go to church. But I do believe in God. I do believe in Jesus. I was brought up the right way, in my opinion. Some people might not agree on that. And, as you really, really think about what's been going on with the world, obviously social media has taken, a big part of everybody, having a freedom of speech and stuff. And, there's times that, I'm kind of going down a rabbit hole, so I apologize. But there's times that a lot of people state their opinions, and sometimes you shouldn't state your opinions, because sometimes it's just going to backfire you. And I've been there, I've done that. I've said some things, and then I had to delete the comments or the post that I posted, and whether it was this year, last year, or years ago. But it doesn't really. So let me go back. So there's not going to be one person, like we believe in God, I believe in Jesus. Jesus is not going to, if you believe in him, you're going to get saved by him. Okay, that's how I look at him. But a lot of people disagree on that because a lot of people believe in different religions. A lot of people believe in different things. There's rights, there's lefts, There's Spanish. I'm Spanish. I'm Cuban and Mexican. You probably won't ever realize that, but I am. But I consider myself a white boy. Okay, I am a white boy.
knew.
But
Yeah.
like there's just so many different races and so many different people's opinions with whether they agree on things or not. And there's not going to be one individual person that's going to change the world. There's not going to be a cult. There's not going to be, because you don't believe in that cult, but that person believes in that cult. You get what I'm saying? But I truly believe that only way that anybody ever will get together and unite is when, we're almost end of time, in a sense. Like if Armageddon happens, apocalypse comes and we got zombies roaming around, the world, and brains are getting eaten. People will come together because they're trying to survive, So like it doesn't matter at that point whether you're black, white, right or left. They're going to come together to survive. Think about it. So it's like, as much as you want to believe in certain things and stuff like that, and that's your opinion and everything, it's not going to change other people's outcomes and other people's opinions. And the only way that will happen is if, end of time, and when we're all surviving to live, and it's pretty sad to say that, a lot of like for instance, Tim Tebow, I follow him and he's the most religious person out there and he's so positive at everything. But then if you scroll down the comments, you're going to see one assholes, talk crap. And it's like, why did you even open your mouth if you disagree? Why are you even following them? It's like, even, we're just drawn to negativity and people are so, just energetic for it. And it's just, it's a shame. It's blasphemous. And then I can't take it anymore. And that's why, as much as I love posting things about fishing and making reels and stuff like that, and, and I get butterflies when people leave cool comments and everything and stuff like that, I want to stay away from it, man. It's just because like the minute I open it up, someone's talking crap, and it's like, I'm just over it. It's just becoming to the point where it's more like a cancer, an infectious disease, and then we can't get rid of. And the only way that'll happen, and that's just my opinion. Some people think others, but when the time comes and we're all, running scared, running, in a safe room or whatever, just surviving, it's when the only time people will ever come together. That's just my opinion.
I get what you're saying. I will tell you how this should work. This is how, to me, life should work. Pull up Ron Swinford. Let me read his comment right there. The second one. Even if I hate what someone says, I will defend their rights to say it. I was not a fan of his, but no excuse to kill someone, debate it, then agree to disagree and move on. I will tell you this. Ron and I do not see eye to eye politically. I would say that, Ron, and if you're still out there, I know you are. I think you would agree on that. Every time Ron Swinford walks through my door, my eyes light up and I get a big smile because he's still a friend, a human being, and we can have those conversations and not get so totally, absolutely upset about things. We don't agree on a lot. Now, we agree a lot on fishing, but on things out in the world. But I can never hate Ron. I really can, the only thing he's got bad going against him is he fishes Weiss, that mud hole over there. But really, other than that, I can never look at Ron in a negative light. And that's the problem, is like, if people don't agree with us, and dude, it happens in fishing. I said that today on lunch. It's not just in politics. It's in fishing. It's in everything. That if somebody is not your team or doesn't like what you like, you're supposed to hate them for some reason. I don't know when the hell that started. I don't know when that started. Now, Kevin, you've been around a little bit longer than me. I mean, has it not seemed like it's a little worse the last 10, 20 years? Or is
20
this
years.
20 years. You've seen it about the last 20 years.
Yep.
I mean, people have always disagreed. And I even said it at lunch day, humans are what they are. But it seems like it's snowballing.
It's a culture.
It's the culture and all that. So, I mean, I appreciate what you're saying up there, too. And I get it. And everybody's a little sick of it. But I don't think anybody should die for the words that come out of their mouth. That's just me. And I think most everybody can agree, or they should. I think some people want to be negative just to be recognized, not really realizing the hurt that they cause. And and Bruce Millard says, you know what is great of what he said? It's his voice and thoughts, and no one should get mad enough for the violence. And like I said today, too, that also goes for those of you that are on this side when somebody on that other side says something. So, I mean, you have to be willing to listen, let them say it, whether you absolutely hate it, disagree with it, whatever. even if it makes you sick to your stomach, this is the United States of America, and they should be allowed to say it, and the repercussions can come in other areas, but not violence or with somebody's life. I mean, I think we can agree on that, Rob.
100%. And I'm going to say something crazy is,
not you.
Yeah. I'm pretty crazy. So let's say I go ahead and talk mean about someone or a specific person and everything. If I was living in a different country, and there's countries out there that do this, if you say the wrong thing, you're beheaded. Simple as that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we live in the United States where we are so blessed to have the freedom of speech and the entitlement of doing whatever we need. And obviously there's consequences if you go in the wrong way. But you got to really look how blessed we are in the United States. And there's other countries around the world that don't have the opportunity that we have. And I think as Americans, we took so much advantage of it by now, and it's already like just beyond that, and it's nothing that we can change. But I mean, think about it. If we were living in another country, and I said something wrongful for someone, I did something bad, or I stole something, for instance, off a market, my wrist will get cut off, my hand will get cut off, my head will get cut off. You just die. Yeah. That's what they believe in. So think about what I said, like how blessed we are in America to be able to do what we want to do and whatever we want and say what we want. Because if we were living in other countries, it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100% on that. It's but you kind of mentioned something like, and I've heard it said several times today that seems like we've gone too far. Well, nothing's going to change until the first person decides to make the first change. And so that's at least, I would say the majority of the people that watch our show are just good old boys. We're just good old regular Joes.
Patriots.
Just regular people. And we can affect change if we, you can. It starts in your home, and then it starts, in your work. We can affect it. Will it take a long time? Sure. But I don't ever want to have to pull open a video on X just because there's a news story and see the video that I saw yesterday, because I was not expecting that video to play. I wouldn't want to see that on anybody. That was terrible. So I hope, while people are all fired up about it right now and everything, I hope they kind of can turn it constructive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just in a constructive way.
Well, one person can make a difference.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It starts with one person. Somebody's got to do it first.
Because he did.
No, he did. He did. Yeah, it is what it is. Anything else you want to share on that, or?
Oh, me?
You want to get more positive and talk fishing?
No, let's just talk about fishing, because I can go deeper with this, and then personality comes out, and I'll say things I don't want to say. So let's talk about something positive. Seriously,
something positive. Okay, let's do that. But I get it. But guys, still keep that family in your thoughts and prayers. But also other people that have suffered stuff. There was also a school shooting yesterday too. So
and no one's
overlooking a lot of things.
And
nobody's talking about that.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of things that went on yesterday, but the negative always gets reported. We can change it a little bit. Positivity. Just got to start. So with that, let's jump into tonight's topic. We were talking about fall fishing, and guys, you can get back in it in the comment section. Tyler asked a question, basically favorite baits for fall, right? Ain't that what the question was? Yeah. So Rob, I want you to answer that. And then I want to get after that. I want you to kind of, in your mind, what are bass doing when it becomes time for this fall transition everybody talks about? Okay. Where are the bass going? Where are they coming from? Where are they going?
So I just had a guide trip yesterday over in Tellico, and we had a great time and everything. And we caught a lot of fish. It's just not anything big. I mean, I had two older people, so it was kind of difficult for them to, make accurate casts and stuff like that. So I had to do a lot of the work. And that's part of being a guide.
I wish my camera was pulled up.
So
when you said that, I was going to point at you.
What were you saying, Danny?
I wish my camera was pointed up when you said you had some old people beside you. Because I wanted to be pointing like while you were talking, like going like this.
No, I wasn't doing like that.
He
was doing it.
I was doing it.
I wasn't talking about.
I'm just glad I'm not the oldest one here tonight.
I'm sorry, Rob. I just, you know me. It went down.
I'm the oldest one here every night.
Yeah, keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just couldn't help it.
So fish are transitioning for sure. Fish are starting to move a little bit offshore, to closer to the shore. Obviously, shallow. I noticed that a lot yesterday. We caught probably about 15 fish, pretty shallow, within like a foot to, I would say, 7 feet. That's what I can kind of, foot to like 10 feet. That's shallow to me. But yeah, fall fishing is one of my favorite times of the year. I actually wrote a story on the MPFL. I got a column on the MPFL, and I wrote about fall fishing is one of my favorite times of the year. So whenever it gets really, really cold, it's just, to me, I mean, that's just my favorite time of the year, period. So yeah, I've been seeing a big transitioning. There's still a lot of fish in that summer mode. They haven't really got to that fall transitioning yet. And a lot of it is because we got probably a little teaser a couple weeks ago when we had some cooler weather, and then it got really hot again. So fish were like getting ready for that fall, and then all of a sudden it got hot, and fish just like went on like a limbo mode. It got a little lethargic. Plus we had a full moon going in, so I think a lot of that played with it. But as now we're starting to get like more consistent weather and stuff, and I think fish are just getting ready to fattening up for winter. And it's not there yet. I think by the end of this month, the beginning of October, we're going to see a big change with the water temperature decreasing. I noticed the area I was fishing, we started at, it was 72-degree water temperature, and it got up to about 76. So it's happening. Other lakes in part of the country are probably doing a little bit different. I would say like Lanier, for instance. I had the privilege of fishing with Brett Matthews with the Ryan Sheffield benefit tournament. By the way, change the subject. Awesome benefit. We raised, I don't know what we raised with money, but it was an awesome thing. I got donated a bunch of things. Grind for Five donated a bunch of hats and T-shirts. I donated an arc fishing rod. It was a good time, and I'm glad I got to see Ryan because I haven't seen him for quite some time. I was truly blessed to be part of that the whole thing. But yeah, the transitioning is happening with their own two eyes, and it's going to happen. It's going to start getting really, really good here soon, and the top water bite is going to be epic. Fish are going to move up shallow, so you'll be able to throw a lot of more power moving fit baits and stuff, and it's going to be a good time. I mean, I'm looking forward to, because next week I leave for Logan Martin for my last MPFL event, and I've been looking at the weather. It's still kind of hot in Alabama. It hasn't really hit that fall pattern yet, but it should be a pretty good tournament. So I'm looking forward to it.
I got you. What kind of techniques are you looking for in that tournament, given that it's still a little warm? You going to fish more summertime stuff there? It's only, 2 weeks away?
Yeah, next week we start practice. Next week, Sunday.
So it hasn't really had time to change yet. So I want to ask you about that tournament, and then we'll jump back over here on the fall stuff. Like, what are you thinking over there? What's the bite going to be like?
So when I went up there pre-practice, I went about 2 days, and I did pretty good. I caught a bunch of fish. I got limit pretty quick. That's kind of like what I wanted to focus on and see if I can scratch a limit and then chase the big ones. The Coosa River is a little bit different when it comes to spots. They're a little bit, I would say they're just as aggressive as, Lake Lanier spots. I think Lake Lanier, those spots are more pelagic, so they like to roam out and chase baits. I know the spots at Logan Martin, it's more based on current, but a lot of fish set up underneath docks. I caught a couple good 2.5, 3 pound, which is a pretty good fish over there. Flipping jigs, throwing a mag draft, a glide bait, and throwing drop shot on brush piles and stuff like that, and then the Nico. It's really kind of what I'm going to be really focusing on is those style of baits and stuff, because it's as much as we want it to cool down and everything, it's still a little bit warm down there. So the fish haven't really gravitated to that fall transitioning. They're still in that summer mode and stuff. You got some fish offshore chasing baits, but without forward facing sonar, it's really hard to locate those things. So I just purchased a 360, and I purchased it for that reason, because I noticed that a lot of my brush piles that I found well over 60 plus brush piles that I have marked. It'll be a little bit easier for me to kind of be more accurate with my casting and stuff to try to get to those piles. So attacking those and then try to go for bigger fish underneath the docks, whether I'm flipping a jig that Danny made for me or, throwing a mag draft or throwing a Nico. It's going to be those kind of things that I'm going to probably lean towards. If I can get like a top 42 or top 40 in that event, I should lock myself in for the championship for next year.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Now, Jack, I want you to start thinking of a question yourself, all right? Because you got the next one. Have you got one already?
Yeah, I think
You got one for Rob? Yeah. All right, throw it out there, kid.
So how often are you staying in one spot? Are you running and gunning? Or are you going to try and hammer one spot and work it for like a good 30 to 45 minutes? Or are you running and gunning?
Well, are you talking about like my tournament coming up?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, I'll be running and gunning a lot of I'm going to just be focusing on my brush piles and try to attack them as much as I can. If I can swaggle like 12 to 13 pounds, I feel like I have a really good shot at, getting to that top 20 or top 30 to get a good check and lock myself at the championship. So yeah, I'll be running a couple spots. What I noticed when I went to pre-practice is that the fish haven't really moved in the back pockets yet. So they're still staging off the current breaks where the points are. So what I look for is like the first 4 or 5 docks going into a creek. And then anything after that, it just seemed to be dead water in a sense. So if I can focus on those specific docks in those areas, then I feel like my higher percentage of catching fish is going to be higher than me just going down 20 docks and then hoping I get one big bite. So that's the way I'm going to approach it. Official practice might be a little bit different than pre-practice, but I would think it would be almost similar. Water temperature might dip down a little bit, but it won't be that dramatic where fish are going to, for instance, they're going to like choke out and they're going to be like all over the place. I think it's going to slowly get better, but yes, going back to what you were saying, I will be running spots to spots, but I will be hitting specific areas in a higher percentage areas, especially with the NPFL without having forward facing sonar. You got to hit the higher percentage spots. With forward facing sonar, you're out there offshore throwing a minnow, a rig, or whatever you can to catch those fish. But we don't have that. So, that's why I got to look for the higher percentage spots. And I keep always rephrasing that as much as I can, because without having the technology that other people have, you got to utilize your time efficiently.
Yeah. Pull up Coleman Jones. Right, Jenna. Rob, keep on going up. It's up 2 spots. Or there you go. Pull that one up. Rob, how do you target Tennessee smallmouth in the late fall or winter?
It kind of like, so like I fish Tellico and Loudon a lot, and that's really a lot, like it's known for smallmouth. So whenever you do have a tournament there, smallmouth is usually a big play. You do tend to get some big largemouth. I mean, I caught my personal best largemouth, a 10-pounder, and January 2nd of this year when it was really, really cold. So you do every once in a while jump into a freakazoid of a big bass like that. But, with that time of the year, the fall and winter time, it's hitting specific stumps and brush piles. They're going to be locked in. They're not going to be moving as fast as it gets colder. So they're very predictable. You can find them a lot easier. They become very predictable to find out there. The smallmouth don't really hide with the largemouth. Smallmouth really hide with the smallmouth a lot of times with their own species. But like when I coming up here in the next couple of months and stuff like that, like the specific baits that I'm going to be throwing, which are my favorite baits, is the Alabama rig. It's by far the best bait to throw. My number one choice to throw when it starts getting really cold. And then obviously with the jig head minnow is always a go-to bait, a flip in a jig, and then even a shaky head or a giggy head, a Nico. Those are going to be pretty much all I will have on the deck. Everything else is kind of like relative. I mean, it's not going to really work, especially here in Tennessee. When the water gets really, really muddy and you're fishing like a dirty place, like Chickamauga tends to get really dirty and during the wintertime, because you get those crazy rain that happens and they floods, most of the river. That's when the chatterbait happens, or a rattle trap, or a spinnerbait, for instance, with Colorado blade, something with a little thump. But that's when you're going to start getting more of the largemouth or spots, not as much smallmouth. I mean, smallmouth are going to be really, you're going to find them in currents a lot of times, especially in the Tennessee River. I know I got some secret areas like the dam fishing and locks and stuff like that are really, really good during the wintertime, because the water tends to be always moving in that motion. And so fish set up a lot differently than if you were going down the lake, for instance. So you have more of a consistent pattern when you have those locks and fish, the consistent pattern, the consistent temperature. And I think a lot of that plays with when you're fishing like dams and locks and stuff like that, especially in the Tennessee River.
Okay, there you go. So that's some good info right there. Fred Ashcraft, our buddy from the coast right there. What's the scrounger head jig style bait that Davis Baits makes? Does anybody know? Davis Baits. Tim, do you know?
No, I'm not familiar with.
I'm not familiar with that one. So if you're in the comment section, help our buddy Fred out. It's a scrounger head jig style bait that is made by Davis Baits. So throw that up if you know the answer into the comment section. Now pull up Steven Sturgeon right there. Question for you, Rob. Is the attraction of the back of a cove just that's where the shad are? And I'm going to double up on that because you mentioned going into the first 4 or 5 docks, but maybe not going all the way back. Is that because they're still kind of in a summertime thing? As the fall goes, you're going to start hitting more of those docks back into the creeks?
Yeah, when it gets a lot colder, then fish are going to start pushing back more like ditch fishing. It's just kind of like how Lanier is. Like, they're not – the bait's not all the way back there yet. Fish haven't really gravitated there yet, but it will happen once it gets colder. And it's the same thing pretty much anywhere in the United States, unless you're fishing Florida. But yeah, so I would say like the first 4 or 5 docks off a main point, off a main river channel will technically have better results than working your way all the way in the back, because the farther you go back in those creeks, the hotter the water temperature gets. So the closer you get to the actual lake where you got current creates a little bit of cooler water temperature, because you got runoffs from whether it's mountain waters or creeks or the dams that create that, that consistent cooler water temperature. Fish are going to just be staging up in those areas. Gotcha.
And so in the comment section, a lot of guys are answering your question right there, Fred. It's called the shaky fish. And you guys keep going on. Craftmaster has answered you as well. Aaron wants to know, and this is something that got brought up. It was either today's lunch or yesterday's lunch. Did you watch today's lunch? Was today's lunch? Okay, we got to talking. It was Pontoon Jody, our catfishing buddy from up in Tennessee. We got to talk about barometric pressure. Do you, Rob, take barometric pressure into account at all? And if you do, what are you looking for?
I really don't. I mean, some people really take that to heart. I really don't. I just go fishing and grind, honestly. I mean, if you sit there and worry about all that stuff, you're gonna go down a rabbit hole. I mean, I know some people believe in it. I just go grind and fish, honestly. I do what I feel is best, my personal opinion. But no, I don't really worry about that. I worry about what's in front of me and what I can handle at that moment. So,
yeah, okay, that's good. Now I want you two youngins to start thinking of another question. Okay, right there. Got one. You already got one?
I think so.
Throw it out there, Tyler.
All right, Rob.
Make my job easy.
All right. So this time of year, how would you approach Lake Lanier? Like, for example, you just fished the Ryan Sheffield tournament. How did you approach Lake Lanier? Like, what was your game plan for that tournament to try and catch the biggest bag you possibly could to try and win?
So I fished with Brett Matthews, so I was really a co-angler. I didn't really have a lot to say. But Brett can admit that I did catch the bigger fish that tournament. So
there you go.
So we approached it. We hit the piles, his certain piles and stuff like that, kind of like what you guys do in the summertime up there. So hitting the piles and trying to get them to come up. I mean, within the first couple casts. If it's happening, it happens. If it doesn't, you got to move on and go. I mean, that everybody knows Lake Lanier. You pick up the trolling motor and go on to the next one. You can run 60 to 80 spots, and you might have maybe a dozen that might work at that specific time. Then you go back the next day and you do that same pattern. In the spots that you thought you were going to catch fish, you catch fish, and the days that you didn't. So that's to me, that's how what herring lakes are. And we were throwing topwater for sure, but they weren't really committing on topwater for some weird reason. So I caught a lot of my fish on the rat shad, the bruiser bait rat shad that I throw a lot with the inline treble hook. I caught most of my bigger fish on that thing. Caught one good fish on a drop shot, roboworm. Other than that, that's pretty much what the fluke, the rat shad was really, really working a lot better than any other baits I was throwing.
That makes sense. Now, Mr. Purdue wants to know, what about the moon phase? If you don't take barometric pressure into consideration, what about the moon phase?
I think the moon has a lot to do with the time of the day when they're going to feed. So in the summertime, when the full moon happens, they feed at night. I mean, everybody knows that. You can't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. I mean, when it's full moon, summertime, fish are feeding at night. When a new moon happens, you have less daylight, or I take that back. When a new moon happens, you don't have as much day or much light at night, so fish are going to feed throughout the day. That's how I look at it. And then when you got the half moon, it's kind of, whether it's at night or at day, but you can really go based on if it's a new moon, your fish are going to tend to eat more during the day, morning, day, night, or early evening. I mean, but when it comes to full moons, fish become very weird, finicky throughout the day and stuff like that. And that's why a lot of people don't like fishing during the full moon, because they have a hard time catching fish. Now, you probably just do a lot better when you're fishing at night, because obviously the water's a lot cooler. And fish are just chewing better at night when it comes to full moon.
Yeah, okay. So Ron Swinford jumped in there, and we're talking about, we've mentioned moon phase, barometric pressure, and all that, but kind of echoing on what you said. All you can do is fish the water in the conditions that you have. Best laid plans crumble in 20-mile-per-hour winds. And that's true. And, I mean, even Saturday, you guys had y'all had some really big thunderstorms.
Dude, that lightning was
on Lake Lanier. Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
saw
it
the
was bad.
videos. And like you said, that might have been the worst thunderstorm you've ever fished in.
I think so, personally.
Yeah, your bilge pump was going off.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that what you said a lot?
Oh, yeah. It was flooding bad. And it just started out of nowhere.
Yeah, and Tracy Coker said it was bad.
I got
Pull up my
freaked
buddy.
out.
Huh, you did what?
I told Brett at 3:00, I'm like, we're going back in. And he goes, really? I'm like, we're not fishing for $100,000. We're going back in. So,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you got to assess the situation, the risk versus reward on that. I get it 100%.
Oh, yeah. I was on the trailer, I think, at 220.
And you weren't. I had several guys call me.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't at it, but they called me like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, ain't you supposed to be fishing? Like, no, we're in the parking lot right now. It is coming to flood. And I'm like,
when it slacked off to where it wasn't hailing on us, I don't know if Rob or any of the others got into the hail, but it started beating the fool out of us. When it stopped that, I made a beeline to get on the trailer, and we just called it a day.
Could you imagine running down the lake about 60, 65 and going into a little hailstorm? I mean, that would hurt.
It was those little bitty ones, like the ice cubes you get at restaurants, and it was just beating the piss out of us.
Well, I mean, it hurts. Like, I've done it in sleet on Lanier. I can't imagine hail, but like
we look like cows.
Enough.
Cows turn their butt into the storm. We're just standing out there hunkered down,
I
get the
get
fool
it.
beat out of us.
You got to do what you got to do. Pull up my buddy Tim Hancock there, one of the elder statesmen. Go up one more. Yeah, there we go. This is where the 45 years of records come into play. Now, for those of you that don't know, Mr. Hancock has kept a record of every fish he has caught for the last 45 years.
It's like a wizard.
He's like a wizard. Or a hell of a secretary. I don't know which one, but he's one of the two. So he's got the conditions, anything you can put. And again, when he says it and you guys are like, you're like, oh, no, I've seen it. So I've seen it with my own eyes. I know the man does this. He's slightly all-sinning and crazy, but he has done it. I take into consideration, he's talking about the records and all that, but I don't let it dictate everything I do on a given day, but I sure pay attention to it. So he can go back and look at a fish and say, pressure was this, the moon was this. And while it might not make him not fish that day, he does take into consideration maybe the baits that he uses or things like that.
It's not the end all be all. It's just a factor like everything else or a variable.
Yeah. Like I can't remember what I did 2 days ago, but Tim can tell you what fish he caught in 1982 on September 11th at 3:21 p.m. So I think that's pretty cool. All right, let's see. Now, Aaron, pull up Aaron. And I want to get your take, Rob, because you fished a lot of lakes with the NPFL. Did we lose Rob?
He'll be back.
Okay, Rob, we lost you for a second, but now you're back. All right,
That's
listen.
my fault. I must.
Rob, touchy button.
Rob, don't touch nothing.
No touchy.
I mean, you might be able to don't touch nothing over there. Bad enough. I done messed up the mics at the beginning of the thing. I done messed them up. But have you seen this? Because I've heard this from a lot of people. And like I was saying, you have fished a lot of different lakes. But we've heard this on Lanier, not only this year, but even last year. The topwater bite on Lanier has been hit and miss this year. It seems like 3, 4, 5 years ago, everybody was talking about the epic topwater bite. But the last couple of years has been kind of like, if you're there and you're lucky, it's there. But it's not consistent.
A few years back, they'd clear the shelves off of all the top water lures.
For sure. Yeah, and then they had. I'll put it this way: it hasn't been this year.
No.
So with the lakes that you fished, Lanier, all these other NPFL lakes, has the topwater bite been consistent for you, or are you seeing that on other lakes?
It was very consistent this year with sorry, there's a mosquito around. With a lot of the lakes that I got to fish this year. But for instance, Lanier, like I was talking to Brett, and I personally don't like Lanier. I just don't. To me, I'm not good at it. No matter how many times I'll fish it, if I fish with the best of the best, I just suck at Lanier, period. But he mentioned a pretty good thing is that it's changed so much. And I think I've brought this up in many, many episodes. And I've brought this to you guys many, many times where fish are adapting to things, with our own two eyes. And we just have to adapt better in a sense. So, you go back to saying about the topwater bite was a little hit and miss this year. Well, think about like if you're a fish and you see a topwater bite or topwater and you smack on it and you get hooked, you get hurt, you get thrown back, you get put in a live well, you get to the live or back to the weigh in, get released, you start living, you going out. You think that fish is going to hit topwater again? Probably not. I mean, they're smart. They're not that stupid. So think about how many, there's a lot of fish in Lanier, obviously. I mean, there's a lot of fish everywhere. There's going to be fish that are going to chew topwater. It might be the same fish again. But fish are starting to adapt to conditions, to changes, to lures, to everything, especially with forward-facing sonar. You stick that beam out there and fish get a little freaked out about it because they know what's happening. So, that's your answer right there, Danny. It's like fish are starting to adapt to a lot of the things. I noticed this year, Sandy Cooper I fished. There wasn't a topwater bite. But Lake Norman was a little bit more of a topwater bite. Douglas was. Lake Eufaula was a topwater bite as well. St. Lawrence River wasn't as much. I mean, I caught the crap out of smallmouth on day 2 of practice with a topwater spook. But I know that 17 to 20 pounds a day on a topwater wasn't going to get me a check. So I had to do something differently. And then coming up to this next tournament, I got a special topwater bait that I like to throw. And usually it works really, really good in that fall transitioning time. So I'm hoping that I can take advantage of that bite when it happens.
Okay. Would you just throw a damn white rooster tail? You win the tournament.
I might. You never know.
You'll win the tournament.
I'll have one tied on and I'll throw it during practice and I'll take a picture of it and show you.
And listen, when you pull it out and win the tournament, I won't credit when you walk across the stage and you're shaking Big Al's hand and all that. You say, listen, Danny Pruitt told me the secret bait to win this tournament right there.
Danny Pruitt juice.
That's Danny Pruitt juice right there. White rooster tail. Anyway, on a serious note now, Bottom Line Outdoors, during this transition, there should be a lake turnover. Will that affect the bass? I'm going to say yes. Of course it does. I think it's going to be a little later on, but you fished turnovers before. Now, maybe not down in Florida because your lakes are only 8 foot deep down there, but you moved up here in North Georgia, so you've experienced some turnovers. How did that affect the way you fished, and how did that affect the way the bass acted?
They act, of course, they act a lot different. When that turnover happens, they just get weird, man. I mean, every person can admit that. They just become weird. And then once you get that steady weather, steady temperature, and things stay steady, then fish will start doing what they need to do. But yeah, that transitioning with the turnover, it's like the worst time, man. I mean, it's a funky smell. You can tell the watercolor is a lot different. Things have just changed. You know, that the clarity of that water is something that you need to really look at. Like, so if you notice that something is different with watercolor, you got to look for something that's been more consistent in the past. But things will eventually start turning over and stuff. But yeah, that turnover is pretty epic when it comes to fishing and how much it does change fish.
Yeah, and you know, one thing on a lake like Lanier or a big lake, the entire lake is not turning over at the same time.
No.
It definitely starts at one end of the lake and works its way down. So if you're up on the north end of Lanier and you see leaves and junk and stuff on the bottom start coming up, yeah, that fishing's probably going to be tough. But if you make a 15, 20, 30-minute run down, you know, you might get in this little bit better water and find, you know, at least active fish. But you're right. Like, it's one of the toughest times of the year, right in the middle of a turnover. And that even goes on these electric only reservoirs. Like Latham will turn over and all that. And it's tough. It's tough for a week or two.
Got to find the cleanest water you can find.
You got to find it. Or if you figure out how to catch them during a turnover, hell, let us know. We'll throw it out there. Josh Burris.
They're still going to eat.
They got to eat. Yeah. But it is tough. It is very tough. What makes one creek better than the next? And I'm going to guess bait.
Bait.
What would your answer be?
What makes one creek better than the next?
Yeah.
Going
into the fall.
What makes one creek better than the next? It depends. If it's a very shallow creek, I would stay away from it. I would like to go to a creek that has a lot of like a deeper creek in a sense, just because fish have more areas to roam and stuff like that. So that's what I would look for on a creek. Just a deeper creek with more areas for fish to roam. But if you have a creek that's super shallow and it goes all in the distance, I mean, there's going to be fish there, of course, but there won't be as many fish as it would be a deeper creek for them to kind of roam around and look for different areas to hide.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. Now I'm going to go through reading some comments right here, Tim. I'm just giving you a heads up right there. You ain't got to pull them up, but I'm going to read them.
Gotcha.
Starting off with, first Fred Ashcraft wants Father Time's record books right there. You don't have any record books, do you? No, it's all up here. It's all up here with him. All right.
I've forgotten more than I've learned.
You have forgotten. Yeah, there you go. For sure. Me too. All right. So let's go. Fred Ashcraft. Top water bite is slowed down on tidal water also. Tim Hancock, the top water bite on Allatoona this spring sucked, capital Sucked. Correct. Tracy Coker. Now he's more of a Lanier guy. It's definitely been off the past couple of years. Doug Rice, I agree. Tim, top water on Allatoona was pretty non-existent. Now, Chris Yarborough, though, says whopper plopper on the Coosa River. He threw that whopper plopper out there on purpose. Yeah. You know he did.
Yeah, he sent it straight to me to give to you.
Oh, is that what he did?
Yeah.
Is that what he did?
Yeah.
I got
Chris throwing shade.
Tim, Doug, I third that. So he's agreeing with the top water bite on Allatoona. Aaron says Tim's fishing almanac could probably go for a pretty penny if you scanned it and uploaded it to a spreadsheet one day. I'm going to tell you Tim's answer. And Tim, I think will say this because I asked Tim for it. I said, Tim, buddy, listen, when the good Lord takes you, I want you to leave me all your records. And you know what? I promise you, he'll put it in the comments. He's going to say, no, y'all get your asses out there and make your own. That's exactly what he's going to say.
He's taking it with him.
You go out there and do your own homework.
You know, when he does pass,
mm-hmm.
and I hope it's not anytime soon, Tim, how would you like to be as kids to have to go through all that stuff? All that fishing tackle that he's got.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, he's got it. He's absolutely got it for sure. Let's say the lifespan of a typical spotted bass is 6 to 7 years. Maybe in a couple years, things will rotate back around. Who knows? Maybe. That's always possible. Let's see. So you think bass pick up on the sonar? Cam wants to know. Now, Rob, I'm gonna let you answer that. So Cam, I'm not saying he's newer into fishing, but he is. And so like I said, I don't want to use the word newbie, but for somebody that's less experienced, kind of give your thoughts on how sonar affects fish, because I know you've got some strong opinions on it.
It does affect fish. I mean, it's that ticking sound. I don't know if you've ever got off a boat and have your sonars on and you go swimming. I know like a lot of people swim in Lake Lanier. If you ever just go down there and just listen, you can hear things go off. I mean, fish have ears. We've said this in previous episodes and stuff like that. So they are very they can hear things and stuff like that, and so they come very aware when things like that are approaching. They just become a little finicky in a way, and some don't really care because those fish probably just have never been caught before. And it's when I fished for the MPFL and stuff like that, I'll go on my back screens and turn off my stuff on standby, so I make sure the ticking sound's not going on. And then obviously I have a transducer in the front of the boat, a 2D sonar. I turn that off because you can even see it on your forward-facing sonar. When you have a 2D sonar, you can see the blinking going off and stuff like that. So think about if you can see that on the screen, the fish can hear that as well. So I'm very uptight when it comes to those things where I need to have everything completely turned off and just fish free. There's times that like when I was fishing with Brett, I was like, let's pick up, because we've had fish schooling around and busting bait. And I was like, turn off your screens really quick and let's pick up the trolling motor and let's see if fish will end up blowing up our baits, because they're so used to hearing all these things that they're in a distance blowing up for a reason, because they know you're around. But let's see if we can get them a little bit closer and see if they can react. Now, obviously, it didn't work. We didn't catch crap, but I'm just saying. But
it was a thought.
It's worth a shot, though.
But think about it. I mean, I wanted to try something different. I mean, we got to do something different. The fish are blowing up and they're chasing bait. I mean, they're doing something. Let's see if we can completely turn off all the sonar and fish will come closer to us. So, I mean, yes, it like I mentioned, some fish are just never been caught before when they have all those things going around. And there's a lot of fish that have been caught before. So
yeah, I get that. But listen, you got to try something.
What would be the difference really between the ticking of the transducer and the BBs in a rattle trap?
I would say the BBs in a rattle trap.
It's still a noise that they're going to come. I mean, it attracts the fish.
No, I get what you're saying. I would think, though, that it's got to be. So Kevin Underwood told me this. He goes, I don't care what the fish do on your forward-facing sonar or whatever. If you throw near them, they know it's there. They know there's a bait there. You're in their bedroom. So maybe it's that it's running away from them as opposed to going to them.
I may have thrown past them and it's coming towards them.
Maybe. I don't know. I want you to find out. I don't know. I get what you're saying. So you're saying maybe
they'll run down a rattle trap.
Yeah, they will. I have no idea.
You can't reel it fast enough. So.
Mm-hmm. I love it when you look at me like you want an intelligent answer. Like I am not your guy, dude, right there.
Yeah, and you see other boaters out there with music playing so loud I can hear every word from the song, and I'm 300-400 yards away, and it doesn't affect. They're still catching fish.
Yeah, I have no idea. One of these days we'll be able to have technology where we could ask the fish.
Ron should have something like that in his records.
Ron or Tim?
Or Tim, yeah. Tim.
Well, speaking of Tim, first of all, Gone with Diaz says subsurface has worked better for me this year than topwater. He fishes Allatoona a lot. Tim, I love this. Somewhere back many moons, I caught a 6-pounder on a big rooster tail. Like, in his next sentence, August 26, 1979.
That's Tim.
Oh, he's a smart ass too. I love it like that. I absolutely love it. Let's see. Tracy Coker said, I will say the smaller Hellraiser worked pretty good for me the past few weeks. It's a different presentation that apparently gets their attention. And they probably ain't seen it before because ain't nobody throwing that damn bait right there. So you're the only one in the state throwing a
smart
Hellraiser.
Move, yeah.
It is a smart move. Ron says topwater is normally my top big fish bait, but honestly, I have caught more big fish on a crankbait, worm, or spinnerbait in a tourney. If you're only fishing for 5, topwater is my choice. I got that. Alex is in Florida. What's up, dog? Fred Ashcraft, Danny's favorite bait. So he's talking about a whopper plopper, of course, like that. What you looking at?
You're getting to it.
Am I getting to it? Is it coming there?
Tim's, yeah.
Oh, let's see. Oh, Tim Hancock. Okay. Rapala jointed shad in the fall can be money. Very finesse presentation for small fish, small bait fish eaters. And I'm going to ask you this question too, right after we get done with the question of the night. I got a question about bait size that we're going to get to. So you better get ready there, Father Tom. Stretch out. Get ready. Kevin, that's why I started selling my stuff off so that my kids won't have to deal with it. I'm also about to give some to one of the high school kids. Good for you, dude. Absolutely. But Tim, Danny Pruitt up there says, I'm in my 3rd, 5th senior year in high school, just saying LOL. So Danny's like older than I am. So what he's saying is, please give me something. Coleman wants to know, based upon today's lunch break, Tim, will you be selling any of those 3-ounce spinner baits you're talking about today? And let's see. Let's go ahead. Nobody wants to pay for them. They won't be cheap. They wouldn't buy the 2.25 ounce one. So anyway, all right, here we go. It is time. Now, guys, we're going to have to go to the end of the comments because you guys are going to start throwing out your daggum answers. It's time for Kevin's question of the week, the impossible question. I got a spool, a brand new spool, 330 yards of cast X12 20-pound braid right here in my hands. You guys, I'm nice enough because this was given to me. I should be taking this home and putting it on my reel. But because I love you guys so much, I'm going to give it to the first person who answers this correctly. And luckily, hopefully this question is so damn hard that none of you answer it, and I get to take it home and put it on my reel anyway.
Right. Yeah, we split it or something.
We do that. I'll give you half.
This is the easiest of the 3 questions. They ought to be able to get this tonight.
Tonight at some point, about 11:52.
Somebody will have it in 5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes. All right, here we go.
All right. What fishing pros have been featured in Bassmasters Day on the Lake from 2021 through 2025?
That's the
You're
magazine.
going to have 5 answers. I'll read it again. What fishing pros have been featured in Bassmasters Day on the Lake from 2021 through 2025?
Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, you're not going to AI it. Let me tell you what this guy does. He comes up with a question, and then he goes and looks and searches for the answer to try to make sure that you guys cannot get it. So if you do get this answer, you guys have done something extraordinary. Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah, I would. And I wouldn't say they couldn't get it AI because I try to rewrite the question 3 times, sometimes 4 times, different ways to see if I can get it to come up. And I could not get this one to come up with these answers.
Okay, so Tim, just out of curiosity, you guys are too damn young. I know y'all don't know the answer. Tim, do you know the answer to this?
Not a clue.
I ain't got a clue either.
I wouldn't know it if he hadn't sent it to me so I can look for it.
You know,
that's
that's
the only way I would have had a clue.
Just see if any. Now, there's 5 answers, guys. Remember that, right? Didn't you say 5?
5 names.
20-1 odds that somebody's going to write 2 in answer. Somebody's
I haven't scrolled down. They probably already have.
Go ahead and scroll down. Scroll down and see.
I think a lot of times they go to write names and they hit that little arrow by accident and it shoots it up.
Let's see. Keep on going down. This is harder than the SAT. I'll have the answer next Thursday. Michael Hefner. John Garrett is one with a question mark. Dude, we ain't going to give you the answer. Now, what about Tim Hancock's?
He is. None of them are right.
Okay, but at least put 5. And then Hefner put another one. You guys, come on. It's got to be 5. Can you read it again, Christopher Henry said?
Sure.
Remember, you got to put all 5 answers in one thing.
What fishing pros have been featured in Bassmasters Day on the Lake from 2021 through 2025?
What about Steven Sturgeon?
Nope.
Tracy Coker?
Nope.
At least you guys are throwing out 5 answers. I'll give you that. You guys keep throwing that out there. And so, Tim, you're going to watch that, right?
Yeah, we're going to be splitting some cash bread.
Okay, so you watch.
Because they're not going to get it.
They're not going to get it, so we're going to be splitting cash bread.
Well, how come you 2 split it? It's my damn question.
Well, damn, I'll just give it to you.
That's a fair point.
I get it.
If nobody answers your question, you get the cash braid, okay?
What time frame we putting on it?
They got to the
seconds?
rest of the show.
Oh.
Damn, he wants that cash braid.
I know it. He does. Like All of a sudden, he come at me hard right there.
That's good stuff, man.
It is good stuff.
And it ain't cheap either.
No, I should keep it for myself, but I'm not that guy.
I'll split it with you then.
No, I don't need to split it.
Forget Tim.
Listen. If they get it,
Wait a minute.
if they don't get it, I'll give it to you. I gave you some, didn't I, Tim? At one point, I gave you half a spool, didn't I?
I think so at some point.
At some point, you know where's that? All right, so pull Rob back up here. You guys keep trying. So, all right, Young Buffaloes. You got a question?
I got one.
He's got one. He's ready. Mr. Clemson is ready. And I froze up for some reason. I don't know why I froze.
No idea.
Well, put it on Rob.
So when you fish a lake for the first time, when like the night before, if you're on like Google Maps or something to look at a lake, what are you looking for on Google Maps to give you confidence going in?
If I'm fishing a new body of water, and this is a good question because you can go a couple different ways. So let's say the lake is known for that time of the year, like a really shallow lake, and the water's like full pool or higher than that. You want to look for like areas that like back creeks and stuff like that like where not a lot of people can go to and stuff. So I try to look for things like that, just kind of like out of the ordinary. Also, what's cool about Google Maps, you can kind of see even the deep dive app that on that app is pretty cool. You see like water clarity and stuff, different sections of the lake, and then you can go on your Google Maps and kind of see, okay, so if that area has clear water, what am I looking for on Google Maps and stuff like that? What kind of laydowns that you can see? Because you can see different laydowns that you can't see like on a regular like Humminbird base map. Google Maps, I've caught a lot of fish just looking at that map and just finding like specific areas and points and different like current breaks and stuff like that. It's pretty cool that we have this technology that we can have, we can see all these different things, before even going on the lake, and you kind of get a kind of just a good glimpse of what you're expecting when you get there and stuff like that. So that's kind of like what I look for when I'm approaching a lake that I've never been before. Also, a really good thing too is, I do a lot of research on YouTube. So like if I'm going to, like, for instance, I'm going to Logan Martin, and I've been there a bunch of times, but like when I've never been there before, like last year in the wintertime, I Googled or I looked at YouTube videos of people catching Logan Martin, because we went to the month of February. Logan Martin, month of February, bass fishing, and then I just go down until I find a video of someone catching fish, and then I have such good visual memorization. So if I see like a house in the background and stuff like that, and I notice that guy's catching fish, I will go that day or that tournament or the practice and try to look for that specific house. And then once I can find that, then I know that's where that guy caught that fish. So then, you can do that with any other lake too, that I've been to. That the background of whether it's a certain tree, and then you look on your Google Maps and be like, okay, that's that tree that guy caught that fish, and then you go there during practice. That's what's so cool about all the what's that word? Damn it! All the damn it! I can't figure it out, the word. But with all the resources, that's what it is. The resources that we have the chance to go on YouTube and go on Deep Dive app and go on Google Maps and look at your Lake Master maps. It's just so cool that we have a chance to look at all that stuff before we can step a foot on that lake.
I can laugh now.
Go ahead and laugh.
That's a great answer, but like Fred Ashcraft says, just buying the damn cast braid is easier than this.
I know.
I remember, like, Rob is he's giving a very good answer.
I'm going to just throw something out.
I'm laughing.
Quick. Out of all the answers that have been thrown up, there is only one name out of the 5 that is correct.
Is it Randy B?
No, it ain't Randy B.
Oh,
it ain't Randy B.
And this is the easiest out of the 5.
Oh, there we go. Had to get out there for Father Time got on to me. You better have saw that right there. All right, let me ask you this.
Is that the newest?
Yes, the newest.
Well, it's only got one name.
It's only got one right there. So can I tell you guys it would help if you had Bassmaster magazines?
I gave him where it came from.
I know. I mean, it would help if you had Bassmaster magazine.
I knew he was.
Now, Craftmaster says map work starts with how the lake lays, north, south, east, west. There are sunfish. And use it differently at different times of the year is what Rob said. I think he meant some. Yeah. I don't know. We're talking about sunfish like that. Enjoy the braid, Danny. I ain't getting it. I'm giving it away. It's like freaking. I feel like Oprah around here.
It, Fred.
Like you guys are being very serious. Rob's giving a very good answer, and I got two things on my mind. First of all, I'm like, I hope Mrs. Pruitt gives me a lay down tonight. That was on my mind because he said the word lay down, and I'm like an 18-year-old kid.
Jeez.
No.
Well, you ain't getting a lay down.
I know, but I need a lay down. And then so I'm thinking about getting a lay down, and then I'm over here like laughing at these guys like, hell, I'll just buy the stuff. The hell with the question and all that.
Fred's probably ordering his right now. He's like, hell,
a bass is a sunfish. You're right, Craftmaster. I know, technically it is. But when you say sunfish to me, I automatically think brim.
Yeah.
I do. That's just kind of the way I am. Now, listen, Rob, let me ask you this. Oh, did Rob leave?
No,
I'm back. Did you go take a bathroom break or something?
Yeah, that was too quick.
That was too quick. I was like, you were really quick. That's why I was wondering like that. Let me ask you this: fall fishing. When the fall transition really starts, like right now, where are the most bass located right now? And when the fall transition is in full swing, where are the most bass located on any given lake, whichever lake you want to choose?
When the fall transition is happening, the fish are going to move shallow. So I would hit like docks, laydowns, that kind of thing. One of my favorite baits is a big black whopper popper or a white one. Man, dude, that bait, I've caught a lot of giant fish during the fall with that damn bait.
But you ain't going to say it on this show.
I love
save that for another podcast, man.
Dude, I've caught so many big fish on whopper popper, Danny. It'll blow your
I know you have. I know. I just hate the
Yarber, are you still watching?
Do what now?
Yarber, the guy that fished with me, he's the one that sent those pictures.
He's the one that sent the whopper popper and all that?
Let me tell you something, a little story about the whopper popper. So
tell me about it, brother.
Last year, we got to fish Lake of the Ozarks in the fall in the NPFL. And I don't know why it never came across my mind to the last day of the tournament. But damn, dude, those people started wrecking them on that black whopper popper. And, of course, I didn't have one. But I threw a little bit smaller one, and I caught some fish on it. But I absolutely sucked that tournament. So it really pissed me off. I'm like, really? A freaking black whopper popper like really did well in that damn tournament? So I fished every freaking day when I got back home, whether it was on Tennessee, Notley, because I fished that damn lake a lot. And then we went to go – our next tournament was at Lake Murray. So I went to go pre-practice Lake Murray. I did not pick up any other bait but the black whopper popper. And I could tell you I caught like 20 to 25-pound bass or 20 to 25 pounds worth of bass. Was my best 5. Like the 3 days I went to pre-practice, it was stupid, and I just kept throwing it, and I just become obsessed with it. It's a big bass bait. You're gonna catch giants. You might not catch a lot of them, or you're gonna catch a freaking giant on that.
Yeah, no, listen, I know it catches fish. I just want to catch fish another way. Nobody's close yet.
Nope. One name so far.
All right, so Jeremiah, pull that up.
Read Cam's too.
Read Cam's. All right, let me put Cam's first. Pull that up. Going back to the ping sound, do you think they pick up on trolling motor noise as well, or are they immune to it?
Especially the ghost when you turn it. Sometimes it sounds like Star Wars.
I hate that thing, dude.
That is the worst trolling motor in the market. Is Lawrence Ghost. Period.
Just for noise you're talking about?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that thing sucks. I use the Power Pull Move, and that thing is freaking unbelievable. Super quiet. It's efficient. It's not like – there's no noise. You swing the damn thing around, it doesn't make any damn noise. I used to have the Ultrex, and that thing, when you swing around, it freaking cracks. You have to put WD-40 just to freaking lose the sound on that thing. But yeah, the Lowrance Ghost is garbage. I don't like the Garmin. The new Ultra Quest the Minn Kota Quest is really, really good, but I think the best trolling motor in the market is that Power Pull Move. It's the most quietest thing I've ever fished. It's super light, so when it doesn't put a lot of weight on the bow, so you can actually go a little bit faster on your bass boat. But man, I mean, I'll tell you one thing. When I was fishing in Okeechobee, and it's like this is super, super shallow. And I would start the trolling motor, and you can see fish just like roaming and surfacing everywhere because of the sound of that trolling motor. So I think the more shallow you're at, the trolling motor tends to be a little bit more, puts up more noise. That's just what I experience. Down here, you fish a lot deeper water. I think the fish have come accustomed to it, but it depends on what trolling motor you use. I mean, don't use a crappy one. You're going to scare off the fish. So.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. Pull up. Jeremiah's going up. Keep on going up. Right. Yeah. Right there. He goes, I want to buy a spool of cash braid, but $60 a spool is nuts, especially for bass fishing. I might get it on sale. Jeremiah, I kind of want to just show you something. So like a visual. Okay. It's $60, but it's for 330 yards. Whereas this is kind of like, I'm not saying that the master braid from Cortland is a lower level braid, but it's 150 yards, which is what a lot of them come to. And that's $23. So double this for
That's
300 yards.
Braid.
It is. Okay. It is. It's a lower braid. So if you had 333 yards of this braid, you're looking at $45, $46. So for a premium braid at $330, 330 yards for $60, it's not nuts.
It's not a bad value at all.
It is not. A lot of people say they see that compared to that, but it's twice the amount of line as you get for the typical spool. And then, if you're pulling out not Power Pro, but a lot of the Seaguar stuff, hell, it's what, $29? 29.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Right
the
in there.
Smackdown is 29.
Smackdown's 29. It's for 150 yards, right?
Yeah.
Double it. Where are we at?
58.
58 plus that $60. So it's really not nuts. Okay, so like you can wait for the sale, but it's really not nuts. You're just getting twice the line. So if you want to buy 150 yards, you can.
Have they ever put it on sale?
They probably would. Hell, I
I've
would
never
not.
seen it on
Well,
sale.
well, not with tariffs, I wouldn't. Right there. So where are we at now? I actually just tied on a white Berkeley Whopper Plopper for the first time tomorrow evening. We'll see. Doug Rice says the underspinning laydowns in the fall has been working well for me. Keep on going down, go to Christopher right there. And you guys start thinking of another question over here to my left right here. Going up, you can pass it. It's right there. He put it at 914. There we go. All right, this is for you. I'm fishing a tournament on Lanier next weekend, and I want to fish shallow in the hooch. How should I attack it? Knowing that you hate Lanier. Rob, if that was the only lake you got to fish, I tell you how I would fish it. I would think, Tim, you might do the same thing. Up the hooch in the river, I'd probably be thinking more spinner bait.
Yeah.
Some moving bait, something like that. Spinner bait,
Buzz bait on wood, maybe.
What?
Yeah.
Buzz bait on wood.
Buzz bait on wood, even a jig. Farmer would be throwing a jig. I know that.
Oh yeah.
What would you throw? And then we'll let him answer. What would you throw up the hooch?
I always go with top water, but yeah, spinner bait around wood.
Yeah, I guess.
Pitch a
more
jig
power
in.
stuff, largemouth stuff.
Yeah, or you can. Yeah, if they're in the wood, you pitch a jig or a worm in there and dangle it around.
If I'm going up the hooch on Lanier, I'm thinking largemouth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
what
you're
I'm
gonna
thinking.
change into largie.
What about you, Rob?
Buzz bait, whopper popper, chatterbait, spinner bait, flipping a jig, even a square bill. If the water has a little bit color to it, I like to throw like the blue and green chartreuse. I've been on that hooch before and I fished it before and I actually did really, really well. The tournaments that I've ever fished on Lanier, I try to chase those spots and everything, but I do better when I fish shallow up there. If I go way back at the Chesapeake River and just go way, way back, I've caught some big fish on chatterbait. But when it comes tournament time, I just completely avoid it and just chase those stupid little spots running around with my head cut off. So
Right.
Yeah.
I got you. Fred Ashcraft wants to know, is it truly worth the $5,000, the trolling motor cost you got?
Say that
Is
again?
it worth the trolling motor you got? Is it truly worth the $5,000?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is truly worth it, and the thing will last forever, dude. I've banged that thing so many times across docks and stuff, and then when I try to get my bait, when I forget my bait hung up, and I get up to a dock, and I don't have enough time to turn it around, it just bangs at the dock. The damn thing doesn't break. It doesn't. The shaft is titanium shaft. It will not bend or break or anything. The thing is a freaking bulletproof machine. It's freaking awesome. It's super light. It's super quiet. I'm not even sponsored by PowerPole. I I can have any trolling motor I want in the world. Okay. All right. Now I'm not trying to brag or anything about money or anything, but I love that move. The thing sold me. I mean, I would spend $10,000 on the damn thing just to have it. I mean, it's that freaking good.
Okay, I got you. Fair enough. You got a question?
Yeah, I was
Kevin?
just going, did you ride with somebody or anything like that before you bought that, or did you just go out and buy it cold turkey?
So last year, PowerPole sponsored the MPFL, so we were given 50% off PowerPole. And I had the Ultrex, and I fished it for the first tournament. And I was like, I was afraid because I had that thing for like 2-3 years. I was afraid it was going to go out mid-season. And I hate when I'm fishing, during the season, if something happens, like whether it's engine problems and stuff like, I don't want to deal with that. So, I told myself, listen, I'm just going to spend the money. Obviously, I got it for half off, so I wasn't going to spend $5,000. I'm like, you know what? Let me just pull the trigger and buy it. And I had the same trolling motor I had last year. I put it on the new boat, and I love it, man. That's, I was a little bit hesitant because it's got that Bluetooth foot control and stuff like that. It doesn't have, like the Ultrex has the cord and everything, but it's the best trolling motor I ever had. So hands down.
All right. The best way, I guess you can say it is, if you hadn't been able to buy it for 50% off, would you be running one today?
Yes. And I would pay full price for it. Yeah.
But you would have known how it was, would you? Because you got it for 50% off to begin with.
Well, either or, I was going to buy one regardless.
Okay.
I had a buddy that was going to give me like one for like $1,000 off. And then we so happened got that deal with MPFL with the PowerPole, and I pulled the trigger on it.
I think if they were in the same ballpark as the Ghost or the Ultrex Quest, they could move a lot more. But that extra $1,000, it's
a lot of money. It is. And a lot of people will be like, "Listen, I'm not going to pay the $5,200 or whatever." And I totally understand that. I mean, trust me, a lot of people can't afford that. I totally respect that. But it is by far the best trolling motor I ever used. I've used every single one. I've even used Motor Guide, and Motor Guide sucks. I don't even think they make Motor Guide anymore. But it's to me, it's the best trolling motor out there. You see a lot of pro anglers out there that have different ones because those companies sponsor them. So PowerPro does not sponsor me. I was just able to get a deal on it, and I took advantage of that. And I'm really blessed to able to have that and see really how good that trolling motor is. I've never had an issue with it whatsoever at all. So,
okay.
and I run that damn thing hard. So
I've never heard anybody or seen anything where there was a negative comment about the move. It's always been very positive.
Oh yeah.
But for $5,000,
it is a lot of money. It is a lot of money. I get you 100%. Now we're going to do bottom line outdoors question next, but I want to talk about Alex's right below that. The Seaguard PEX8 is around $40 for just over 200 yards. Now, if I'm doing my math correctly, if we took 40 and divided it by 200, that comes up to 20 cents a yard. Okay, 0.2. If you take that 0.2 and times it by 330, your price is $66. So you can kind of see what I'm saying about for 330 yards of cast, it's actually, I would say, by yard cheaper than. Am I doing that math right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's actually $60 for 333 yards of the cast.
Right.
Or if you did the same thing, if they had a 333 yard thing, it would be $66 for the Seaguard.
I don't think a lot of people pay attention due to its box, and they think it's 150 yards like everything else.
Right.
They don't realize you're getting basically a double spool when you buy it, because I fish shallow spinning reels, and hell, it'll do 3 or 4 reels.
Yeah.
You don't have to put
Yeah, and you can do backing too. And
60 yards is all you're at the most that you want to put on your reel.
Yeah. I just think a lot of people see the $60 and they're like that. But if you break it down by that, it's actually comparable, if not a little bit better. Right? I mean, I want to make sure I did math is not my strong suit.
Yeah. I mean,
okay. I want to make sure
you're getting a lot more than normal.
Yeah. If I did my math wrong, guys, you correct me. Bottom line outdoors. You guys got the next question over here, so get ready. But let's do this one. During the transition, should we be looking for fish coming to a location or finding fish in certain locations? So should we expect them to move to a certain spot, or do we need to go out and find them in areas?
They're going to be coming to the locations that you like. If you fished specific areas last year, excuse me, this is beer. Sorry, beer bird.
That's all right. We don't do that here.
Yeah, bull crap. Okay, that's a bunch of. Anyways, anyways, by the way, if you guys are drinking beer, I don't really drink beer anymore, but I drink these seltzers. Happy Dad, the best things out there, dude. More refreshing thing I've ever drank in my life. Anyways,
Happy Dad seltzer.
Happy Dads, Bubby. Happy Dads, love them.
We'll have to try some of that.
You got to have some. They have all kinds of different color or different flavors. And colors.
That's Happy Dad's there.
No,
Dad's happy.
Happy Dad.
Happy.
Grape.
Grape, honey.
If you want me to get the bourbon out, I'll get the bourbon. I'll get some.
Hey, listen, I'm a bougie shit out there. I drank the beer when we were eating. Now I'm just playing with you. But listen, what was it again? We'll try. Hell, I'll try it. What
locations, the fall locations and stuff like that.
No, I was talking about the drink.
Happy Dad.
Happy Dad.
Happy Dad. Okay, all right, there you go. All right,
bring us some.
Go ahead. Okay, so you say that.
Yeah, they may not sell it here in Georgia.
They know
no,
they
sell it in Georgia. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It would have been more fun if it was like Coors and we had to send a bandit to get it.
Yeah,
that's right. We need to
taking a road trip.
Like we need 800 cases over here.
Yeah, we got to be back by daylight.
Walmart
carries them. Sometimes I think Ingles has carried them. Food City that we have up here carries them.
That's a letdown.
Total Wine. If you guys have a Total Wine there, I don't know. We have a Total Wine here in Knoxville. So,
we could get Ryan to come back, and me and Ryan could dress up. And he could be Big Enos, and I could be Little Enos. And we get the bandit.
We'll find somebody with a
Trans Am. We could do that, right? Cranking and Yanking. What's up, buddy? Glad you could join us tonight, man. Always good to see that name in the comment section. I hope you and your family are doing better, given everything that's happening with you guys right there. Okay, Young Buffalo's over here. We got another question for the man?
Yes, sir, we do.
Don't call me sir, man. I ain't that old.
All right, my bad.
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
All right, so I've never fished a river system or anything like that. So you mentioned earlier Logan Martin. They set up the current can determine where the fish position sometimes. So how do you go about approaching that? How do you go about timing it, whether it's dam release or if there's a constant flow? Like what kind of structure do they set up? Where in the lake do they set up? Like just how do you approach the whole –
Damn, you want them to write a book?
How do you just approach the whole current thing in a lake?
I'm kidding.
That's as bad as Kevin's question.
That's like Kevin's
Holy
question. I know, right? Which everybody else is giving up on.
Channel breaks. Like anytime you see a current coming off a point and a fish will be set up facing that current because that's where the bait's coming from. So like that's where I kind of will set up. You got to also look. There's different. I know the TVA has apps where they'll tell you like if the generators are pumping, how many generators are pumping, how much of the current that's flowing and stuff like that. Especially in the summertime, like if there's no current during the summertime, I mean, fish really become hard to catch. And then, I mean, you cannot catch a fish first thing in the morning, and then all of a sudden it'd be like in the middle of the day, and the generators start pumping, and the current starts flowing, and you'll just whack them. You'll get to a specific spot, and they'll just turn up. So what I like to look for too is so you got the buoys out there, you got the green markers and the red markers, and those buoys indicate like the farther you go into there, that it's going to be shallow. So there's going to be shallow breaks, and then you kind of want to look for like little structure, like little stumps or a brush pile, or even different kind of like shell beds and stuff like that. And fish will set up in those areas and stuff like that. They might not be like one specific spot, you know what I mean, like a couple feet area, but if you find a shell bed, they might be spread out in that shell bed. Or like I look for, like when I fish Pickwick a lot or Chickamauga, I look for like small little stumps that have been there for quite some time, and you'll notice on your forward facing sonar that you'll see a fish in there, and then once you flip something in there, they'll probably bite most of the time. So that's kind of what I look for on I look for channel breaks. I look for when the current stops and the fish are set up right there. That's where the fish are going to be at most of the time.
All right. There you go. I wanted you to scroll on down because I wanted to see if old Cranking and Yanking had it.
Yeah, he mentioned the crankbait.
He did. That's what I was going to say. When I heard that, that's why I said, go on down.
The screen locked up here for a minute. I was having to fool
I
around
don't
with
know what it
I have
is.
no idea what's going on with it.
It's not a full moon or nothing. But pull up old Cranking and Yankin's first one. All right. So do you guys ever use a crankbait? I
No.
knew that was coming. So yeah. And then his very next one, he's giving you a compliment. Yeah, Rob, square bill. Finally, someone knows what the deal is right there. So I figured he'd be happy with some of that answer. That's what I was looking for. When I told you to scroll on down, I wanted to see there. Christopher said, y'all are awesome. So y'all are awesome. I think I said that right. Y'all are awesome. No, dude, you're awesome. Nobody's gotten that damn answer, have they?
Nope.
Okay. We'll do Stillwater. Go scroll on down and come back up. Has anybody got the right answer before I finally just put an end to this damn misery right here?
Only one name has come up. That's right.
Okay. So here it is, guys. Look,
There's a question.
you guys did not get the question. So Kevin stumped your ass. Kevin, on behalf of us here at FNGO.
Well, thank you so much, Danny.
There is you some cash braid.
And you want me to read them the answers?
Read the answer so we can get this over with.
All right. 2021, Shane LaRue. 2022, Wes Logan. 2023, Luke Palmer. 2024, Joey C. Fuentes. And 2025, John Cox.
Going shallow.
And it
I
came
gave
out of
you
the
Cox.
Bassmaster magazine for the last 5 years.
I held up this Cox. I held this up just for you guys.
That was the one name that came up.
You had to read. You had to have the Bassmaster magazines to get that. You could not do that. All right, Rob. Do you prefer rattles or no rattle on your square bill? God, Lord, I'm slurring. Square bill.
Both. It depends. Some react to no rattles, some react to rattles. It just depends.
How do you
I got
start
both.
off
I always
with rattle?
got, if I'm fishing like a crankbait type of thing, I'll have both tied on, just because it gives me a choice. Sometimes they'll react to that. Sometimes they don't react to that. It just.
What do you start off with? You go with rattles or without
I
rattles?
always start with rattles and stuff like that. Yeah. And then I don't get bit right away. And if I notice that there's fish there and they're not biting, I'll throw the silent one. Like, for instance, Will Harkins last year at Logan Martin used our silent square bill, and he ended up winning $100,000 throwing it. So, yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, sometimes they like the rattles, sometimes they don't, you know?
I got you right there. Go on up. There was one question before we get into those comments. Going back up. Christopher, am I being dumb going shallow in a tournament this time of year, or do I need to spend some time of the day fishing deep? Would you commit to the shallow bite all day? And I'll give you this answer. Rob can answer his own way, but I can tell you Farmer and John in the Sheffield tournament and several other guys went shallow to start, and the second that the sun got above the trees, the shallow bite died for them. So I think my answer would be, just based upon the tournament, I would do both. Now, what would you do, Rob? You were in the same tournament. I don't know how you guys started.
I would do the same thing that Farmer did. I would go first thing in the morning. I'll go shallow, and then once that sun peaks up and it gets a little bit hotter, then I'll start. I'm sticking to offshore patterns.
Okay,
and then
that works.
Plus, as the day goes on, like usually around 2 or 3, and then as it gets later on during the day, you'll get another wave of fish moving up shallow as well.
You would have thought with that storm moving in, though, or coming, that the fish would have really turned on.
I really would have thought the shallow bite would have been on all day.
Yeah.
It was not.
Yeah, Tyler Fisher too. He said
those
it's not.
fish got weird when right around that time that storm come in.
Yeah, I mean,
Of course, it ran us off a lake.
But I know John and Farmer said basically, I mean, what time does the sun get over the trees? 8:30, 9 o'clock?
Oh, yeah.
The second that sun got over the first set of trees, Farmer said it just died.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fish disappeared. He's got forward facing, like he didn't even see fish or bait. And this was just this past Saturday. So I would think
there
probably
was,
on
there was places
patterns.
We came in and just looked around, and it's like there's no bait. There's
no
fish,
bait whatsoever. I got
occasional gar, and it's time to go, you know?
Yeah, we can say the same for that when we fished it. There was, as soon as the sun came up, I mean, we tried even later in the day. Our only 2 big bites were really deep. But then going back up shallow,
nothing.
Yeah, no, it was dead.
And speaking of you, Greg wants to know, this is for the Clemson guy. How did we notice right here?
He's a poser.
Pull it up right there. Pull up the ugly ass hat he's got on. All right. Did you fish Hartwell Saturday? Of course, no.
No, I did not.
So he didn't know what the bite was on, and he didn't finish anything up there. So that was on Hartwell right there. So
Yeah, no, Hartwell's been I do want to go fish up there. I do spend a lot of time up near Clemson, but I'm mainly just a football fan. Which, to be fair, watching this year does make me want to go up to Hartwell and tie a cinder block to my feet and jump in.
Yeah.
That's the way Clemson football's been treating me.
I understand.
But no,
Do you go up there for the chicks?
Oh, there's a lot of them, dude.
He's afraid of girls.
I know. Clemson's a pretty campus.
I thought he was trying to collect on a bet for more on that.
No. Yeah, like somebody betting me had to wear that hat.
Yeah.
Scroll on down. Let's see if we got some more questions right here. Okay. Just tell me if you found one. Math is math, Cletus said. All right, so there we go. I'm on that. Any juice for Russell? I've heard there must be a tournament on Russell or something.
Everybody's been asking what's the juice for
Have
Russell.
you not heard that the last
Yeah.
few days? It's either on the lunch break or on this. Have you fished Russell, Rob?
Never.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't. But there must be a tournament up there because honestly, we've seen Russell come up in the comment
Something's
section
going on down there.
this week a lot. Pull up a buddy Jeremiah again. Do you focus on the subtle differences in where smallmouth and spots transition to versus largemouth, or you just treat them all the same? Like if you're going for smallmouth or spots, is that differently than largemouth?
Yeah, it's totally different. Yeah, largemouth are
They live in different
more
places.
shallow fish, especially here in Tennessee, but they do go offshore as well. But yeah, they do totally different thing. So Tellico fishes, I would say Tellico, because it's the closest lake to me, fishes more like a Great Lake fish, how they fish lake. I think I had, you remember when we interviewed Gussie?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was there with you. So
Yep.
I had a chance I saw him on Lake Chickamauga this year with Carl Juckerson and at the boat ramp, and we ended up talking for like 45 minutes, and I was talking to him about Tellico because I just moved around that area, and that's where I've been fishing. And we both agree that Tellico relates a lot like how a Great Lake fish. So if you've never been to a Great Lake, then you kind of don't really understand what I'm trying to say. And those smallmouth are really like they're more aggressive. But when you go to like the Tennessee River, for instance, like Chickamauga, Watts, Pickwick, they don't act like a Great Lake fish. They stay with the largemouth. They stay with the spots. It's hard to relate to that question because it depends on where you're at. You know, like fish are just like largemouth up in upstate New York are going to be very shallow with the grass. Smallmouth will be there too. The smallmouth are going to be offshore. So it just depends on where you're at. I do focus. I like catching smallmouth. I think smallmouth is my favorite fish, hands down, to catch. I've caught enough largemouth that I'm good with that. I love catching smallmouth. So yeah, I treat it a little bit different. Obviously, different species, different lakes, different ways of fishing. I approach it a little bit different.
Absolutely, I get it. Jonah wants to know what your favorite square bill is.
I use the arc ones.
Listen, don't sleep on the arc baits, and they're very, very affordably priced.
They are.
And they're good-looking baits.
Yeah.
They are.
I got them here at the shop. Jonah, you got to come up here and see them. Now, I don't have any of the square bills. I think I sold out of them, but like their jerk baits look really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
The jerk
Really
baits
good.
look a lot like the Mega Bass jerk baits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they got some kick-ass colors. I'll just say
And
that.
they do have some kick-ass colors, and they just listen. I know Mega Bass is the all mega when it comes to jerk baits, but you don't need to be spending $50 on a jerk bait. I mean, Arc has really good jerk baits for a really good price, and they do just about the same thing.
I think
It's really not a big difference. Trust
You
me.
can definitely buy 3.
I think you can get 3 arcs for the price of 1 Mega Bass.
Pretty much, yeah.
Or very damn close.
And then the
Math
Mega
is
Bass
math.
hooks suck.
Yeah, Mega
And you
Bass.
and arc hooks are very good out of the package.
They are, and I'll be honest with you. When it comes to getting the bait out of the package, if you truly think the hook sucks, then change them out. I mean, I change a lot of my hooks out, anyways. I mean, don't get me wrong, arc hooks are awesome, and I don't really change them out quite a bit. But if I'm using like the Mega Bass, that's the first thing I'll do is I'll change that or a different type of hard bait that I throw. I always change the hooks. But Arc, I don't know what it is, but Arc hooks are. And it's not just because I'm sponsored by them. It's just they're just awesome, man.
Oh no, they're good. I'm not sponsored by them, and I'll definitely lay it out there. But for $20-something, there's no way in hell you should have to change out the hooks on a bait.
Right.
Because it's another like $10 to buy 6 trebles.
Sure.
So then you're in the whole $35.
Absolutely. There's just no excuse to have to do that. That's just my thoughts.
Right.
Doc Holliday got on to me. Danny, leave that boy alone, sir, because he was raised right. Nothing to do with age. I guess he's a Clemson fan too. Is that what it is?
Go Tigers.
Listen, Doc, he's old. Go ahead and scroll on down. We are so far behind. Doc, I love you. You know that. You know that, Doc.
He was asking how old Kevin was the other day.
Hey, yeah, somebody update me on the scores. Well, hell, we're an hour and a half behind in the comments. Going down. Jonah goes, where's Russell even at? South Carolina border. Greg says Russell is on fire. There's a high school tournament going on there. There you go. That makes sense. Maybe our buddies over there. You know who I'm talking about. He's over there fishing that, I'm sure. Jeremiah wants to know, what's your favorite smallmouth bait?
My favorite smallmouth bait? The jighead minnow.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. You don't throw the neds or all that stuff?
I mean, up here they don't really. So I throw like 3 things to catch smallmouth where I'm at, and it's the minnow, an A-rig, and I'll throw a glide bait. I catch the dog shit out of smallmouth with the glide bait, especially in April and May.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, are you happy now? Chris Crosby says Green Bay 14, Washington 3 in a second.
I'm
It's
crying.
still early. That's good.
But are you happy? Does that make you
I
happy?
feel a lot better.
Okay, I'm glad you are.
I'm a little disappointed though because it said it was a trick question.
Oh, you talking about your question? Like we rigged
that
it?
wasn't trick. Come right out of the book.
Listen, I'll be honest with you guys. Like I didn't plan on giving it to Kevin.
That was
Me and
the
Tim are
first
going to split
question
it.
ever that stumped him.
Is it really?
Yep.
Well, yeah, there might have been others, but I gave them hints.
Oh, you gave him a lot of hints.
I didn't hint them tonight.
No, you did not. You did.
Yeah, I did do that one time.
Yeah, you did one time.
Okay, I did one time. Tim, you got a question? I'm just curious. You're back there all in your happy space.
No, I'm just chilling back here. I'm good.
All right.
Just
Okay.
hanging out.
All right, what about you,
Hanging
young
out.
buffaloes?
You got another question?
Oh, God.
You're not good? You're good for this moment right now?
I can't think of anything right
Okay,
now.
so listen, it's about
I
to
got
be
a question.
something. You got a question?
Which one of you
Throw
guys
it
are
at me.
afraid of girls?
Huh?
You 2 kids, you guys mentioned like one's afraid of girls. Which one is that?
Oh, he's being a dick.
Oh, is it? I got a really good pickup line that really worked for me in the past.
He's going to take notes.
Hey, listen, he was a massage therapist too.
Oh,
Oh,
Deshaun
dear.
Watson?
Uh-oh.
I had a lot of fun doing that. Trust me. Yeah,
Okay, what's your pickup line? I'm just curious.
I can't say it on the air, but
Okay, all right. Well,
We'll wait.
We'll wait. Yeah, you
We'll
can tell
hear
them
that.
after the show like
You
that.
got their attention now.
yeah,
So let me ask, given this warm weather, what is the date? September 11th. So 9/11. Forgot that date, but 9/11. When do you think the fall transition, based on normal year, when does it really start kicking into high gear?
end of the month.
So September, early October.
Yeah, I think we just need another front coming in. I think we're expecting one in the next couple weeks. From what I just looked at the weather, we should be having some cool weather coming in. I'll tell you what, the summertime, that hot, that muggy humidity, and I don't know how it is down in Lanier, but I know up here it's kind of over with because I work outside all the time, so I know that freaking drilling heat, and I can't stand the heat. That's why I moved away from Florida to came up here. But yeah, I mean that the heat's over with. It's just now we're having that steady temperature, like the low 60s to like the low 80s and stuff like that. And then I would say by the end of this month, beginning of second week of October, we're going to see a big change of weather, and fish are just going to go ballistic. And I just can't wait. I can't wait till the cool weather, the leaves change, fishing gets 20 times better, the turnover happens. Even with that, fish are still going to bite, just like Kevin Underwood said, or Kevin Thornton, I'm sorry. So, yeah.
Days are getting shorter too.
The days are getting shorter, yeah, because we just passed that where it's past what 8. Nothing will happen beyond 8 o'clock anymore. So we're back in this. When's the time change?
I think November.
It was that far away?
I think so.
November 3rd.
Okay, well,
Something like that.
We don't even
That's still
What
gonna
about-
happen. I thought we got rid of the whole time change thing.
No.
No, we're
they
still
mentioned
shut
it,
up.
but I don't think they did. I don't think they did. Pull up Jeremiah's question. I want to get Rob's thoughts on this. He says everybody thinks the hardware on the Mega Bass Vision 110 is bad because they overpower them. In Japan, they're used on a medium light spinning rod and like 5-pound fluorocarbon. So what's your thought on that?
I use 10-pound fluorocarbon, 10 to 12-pound fluorocarbon when I'm throwing a jerk bait.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But do you think
I've never
you
really
think
had an
it's because of
issue
that?
with the hardware. No, I got a bunch of Mega Bass. I got like I got some like limited edition ones that I paid like $70 for. I still throw them all the time, but I never had any issues with them at all.
Okay.
It's always the cheap ones that you're gonna have issues with. I'm sorry. So
I got you. Cranking and yanking. Now, cranking and yanking, just let you know, because you got in here late. You're going to turn the forward-facing sonar off when they go ballistic, just asking. He uses it in his guide business and all that, but he also fishes the MPFL where he is not allowed to use it. So, like, he's going to be on Logan Martin, 2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks, and he will not be allowed to use that. So he is one of those that is kind of like he can go with it, he can go without it. And he also grew up fishing Okeechobee and all that in Florida. So he is a shallow water guy by nature, grew up without it down there, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so he does a little bit of both. So that ought to make you kind of happy. I don't know if that's going to fully satisfy cranking and yanking, but you ought to get at least 50-50 on that.
You
Don't
know,
you think? Tim?
it's cool that I got to fish the MPFL for the last couple of years with Live Scope, and I did very well with Live Scope. But it was really cool this year to fish without it. I learned a lot of things fishing without it, and I can tell you what, I do well with both. It doesn't matter. You put me on any body of water, I'm going to compete with the best, hands down.
Yeah. We know Cranking and Yanking's feeling good. He's feeling good tonight because he goes, I follow him on the MPFL. He's a closet scoper, LOL. Just picking on you, Rob, like that. He's just picking on you.
If I was given a choice, I would scope any time of the day. I love scoping, hands down.
Yeah. Oh, no, listen, it's fun. It's fun. But I tell you what, if you fish that lake, have you ever fished Cato in Louisiana?
Never been in
Cato.
Louisiana.
It's
I think
Cato.
it's Cato.
Cato, whatever
I've never
they
been
call
there
it.
before.
I will tell you this. Like, just Google it, look at the pictures where he's fishing. It's like cypress trees and all that stuff out there. I will admit, you probably don't need it there, but that was one of the prettiest places I've ever seen anybody fish. Did you see that video he put out? Did you watch it?
Oh, yeah.
Are you subscribed to Cranking and
Yeah.
Yanking? Cranking and Yanking also, too. How am I going to get one of your shirts, dude? I want a shirt that says Cranking and Yanking, and I want it autographed by you.
Ooh.
I want to have an autographed Cranking and Yanking shirt.
We need a care package sent here.
Care package.
Maybe we'll send one back.
Care package. That's what we need. Jeremiah wants to know, where would you recommend good chances of catching numbers of smallmouth in Tennessee? Not asking for your secret honey holes, but a general body of water. So if you had a client come up and say, hey, I want to catch a bunch of smallmouth, where would you take them?
Tellico.
Tellico.
Yep.
Okay. What makes Tellico so good?
It's known for a smallmouth lake, hands down. The smallmouth are bigger there. Dale Hollow is another good smallmouth lake in Tennessee as well. South Holston, Lake Wyuga. Cherokee is good for smallmouth, but they're just very small. And what are you laughing about, Danny?
Because
Hold
I
on,
forgot,
we have an
Yankin won a question of the night, and I forgot to send him his flutter spoon. So he goes, send me your size, and I'll send it to you.
We got an issue to address here.
When I get that damn flutter spoon.
Send it back.
Huh?
See if he wants that instead.
Does he use spinning rods?
No, he don't use.
I didn't think
like
so.
that. No. All right, Cranking Yankee, you're right. He got me. Like, I totally forgot it, and then he said that. I've been known to forget that a time or
Hey,
two.
Jeremiah, if you're ever up in the Tennessee area, give me a shout. Message me on social media, and I'll take you out. Just throw me some gas money, and I don't give a crap about showing you my juice. I don't really care, you know.
Yeah.
So
I got you. That's good. You'll have a good time. I fished with Rob before. You'll have a good time. You'll have a good time. All right, last thing of the night. We're getting on late. I want to wrap it up. So, going into this fall transition, I got one more question. Do you ever downsize your baits into the fall?
what I do is I I follow the bait side. Like when we were at Lanier, I noticed the fish were chewing very, very small baits. So I was really downsizing on my minnows. I still couldn't get bit, but I mean, I figured, match the hatch. A lot of people say that. Yeah. So that's what I would do. Yeah. Match the hatch. Just figure out what are they eating at that time, whether they're eating fry, minnows, bigger minnows, herrings, shad. You just follow the hatch.
Okay. Jeremiah says deal. He'll be up there in 2 weeks. So you better contact him first. Cranking and yanking. I'm a 2X.
Listen, Jeremiah.
You'll be gone in 2 weeks.
Yes, I'll be gone 2 weeks. Jeremiah, hit me up. I would say November, December, January, February is the best time to chase smallmouth in the state of Tennessee, hands down. But if you want some epic glide bait bites, April and May, I will put you on some epic glide bait bites. You'll be obsessed. But it's only at specific times of the year. I got to figure it out. But just hit me up when it gets really, really cold, and I'm telling you, I'll put you on some giant fish.
Okay, fair enough. Luke Turner said they found like they were eating 1.5, like 1.5 inch baits this past weekend. Warren Barnes says Tim Ford's is my favorite Tennessee smallmouth lake. Dale Redmond said in Tennessee, the Cumberland River in downtown Nashville is bar none the best place in Tennessee for numbers of smallmouth. So there you go. A lot of good options. I think Tennessee's got a lot of good options right there. And let's say Christopher Henry talking about Caddo. It's a very beautiful place, but everything there is trying to kill you. Bees, snakes, spiders, gators, but it's beautiful. It sounds like a woman. Sounds exactly like a woman.
Dangerous.
Right there. Kent said, I'll be on Cherokee at 7 a.m. Hopefully them smallmouth will be eating like that. So a lot of smallmouth talk in Tennessee. We might need to go up there and do that. So anyway, Rob, I'm gonna let you get off tonight. I appreciate, first of all, short notice jumping in here, with us.
Danny, you always know that you can hit me up if you need a guest. I love coming on here. I get butterflies every time I come on your podcast because I love just talking bullshit with you guys. It's a lot of fun.
Well, you're always one of the better guests like that. I know, and it is. I do know that. I do realize, like, man, if I can't find nobody else, I can call Rob. And that's not what I'm saying. It's like I know you. You know what I'm saying? Like I know Rob will come on it, but dude, you've always done it, and so you're definitely one of the part of the family here like that. So appreciate you. You guys absolutely suck tonight on the question of the night. I can't believe you let Kevin stump your ass, and he's going home with my spool of cast braid. I mean, guys, that's the first one. That's the first one tonight. So how long we been doing it? We've been doing it a while, Kevin.
Gosh, 2 years about?
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. So anyway, thank you, Kevin, for that question. And I hope you Darian Moss, 99.9% sure it was rigged. Listen,
hey, there's that one point. There's that one little bit.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. Like I was gonna split it with Tim over there. Tim's probably pissed at me right now that I gave it to Kevin.
Yeah, we got cheated out of some quality braid.
We did. Ryan sent me.
I got one last thing. I want to say something.
Pull it up. Pull them up.
It's about Tim. Hey, Tim. I know I was joking with you at the Sheffield, and I was joking with you cops and everything, but I just want to let you guys know I respect you guys to the fullest. I really I respect you guys to the fullest. Hands down, you guys are awesome. The police force, everything that you guys do, because you guys deal with a lot of crap. So I respect you guys to the fullest, all right? And I wanted to say that.
Oh, yeah. We had everybody going, though. It was in the dark, and he goes, we don't allow pigs around here. And I
said,
that what he said? And people are like, oh, my God, they're fixing to square off, and then we just kind of bro-hugged and went on.
Bro-hugged.
Yeah, well, everybody looked for a minute like, oh, shit.
I'm going to tell you this. I love Tim, but if my ass gets a ticket in Cedartown and I don't get out of it, he's fired.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I better have a free get out of jail card in Cedartown, Georgia.
You just tell them you know me.
Yeah, I better do that. Rob, thanks. Yeah, his ass is gonna lock me up. He's like, I've been secretly waiting to do this, Danny, forever. So, Tim, thank you. Young Buffaloes, Tyler, Jack, thank you for just jumping on. This is the way it works. We had an open chair, and you guys jumped in and father time as always for being a father figure. Christopher says, I'm canceling my subscription of Bassmaster. I read them all the time and didn't get it. Listen, it is a poor musician who blames his instruments.
This is correct.
Okay, so you got to comprehend what you read there, Chris. I'm just playing with you. Guys, listen, I appreciate you guys joining us tonight. It was fun. I'm going to go home and watch the second half of the football game.
Me
too.
Yeah,
we're going to go home and check that out. I'll be here tomorrow, 12 noon for the final lunch break of the week. and then we'll go enjoy the week together and maybe go do a little deer hunting. Deer season opens, bow season opens this Saturday, and hopefully I'll get in the woods. But if not, and you get out on the water, first of all, as always, you guys be careful because we want to make sure you guys get back. And Alex, you're down in Florida. You be safe. All you guys that were out of state and everything, we appreciate you guys too. Y'all be safe. We'll catch you on the next one. We're out of here.